this probably shows how long we've been a band, but I remember the first time that we kind of thought, oh right, something might be happening here, was when
people came to shows.
When Alan Brax from France, from Paris, sent us a message on MySpace. So
that was a while ago, yeah.
That was a while ago, but he messaged us on MySpace and said that he heard one of our songs and liked the demo and wanted to release it on his label. It was a real kind of bolster for us confidence-wise. So that was the first thing. So we were introduced to London kind of via this French label, and with the name Fenech-Soler, people thought we were French until the illusion of being this kind of very cool Parisian thing. That whole thing got blown out the water, and we were from this kind of farming village in Northamptonshire. So, but no, that was the first thing I think for us that we thought, okay, well let's carry on. Myself to blame. I broke your heart right from the start. It's ticking over my head.
Well, I went to school with Ross and Ben, but Ross and I in the same year at school. So we started a band together when we were like 13 or something. I think we were a punk band at the time, and then Ben.
Well, I was studying. I remember I came back once, and Ross said, "Oh, me and Dan have started a band," and I was like, I thought it was a bit of a joke, really, at start. And then they played me what they'd recorded, and it was really good. So. Right from an early age, both myself and Ross, we. Like I say, the instruments were lying around. Like our father was very kind of did exactly the same as us, or we've kind of done the exact same as him. He was in an act with his brother, and we're in the kind of country and bluegrass world, and kind of toured America. And I lived in Dallas when I was much younger, and they were touring with Tammy Wynette and Charlie Pride and Dolly Parton and people like that. So that was his world. Mandolins have been replaced for analog synthesizers and stuff, but the ethos behind the music is he's kind of passed down. So I guess that's how me and Ross and I got into music, and Dan kind of lived at our house for a bit, and we all went to school together, so Dan kind of got influenced a little bit by that as well. So we have a record that came out yesterday in North America. The name of the record is Rituals. It's actually the name of our second album, but we've never released a record over here. Most of our stuff we've done in Europe and the UK, and so we wanted to kind of put our first record out here that was kind of both of the albums put together. It's got
a few from the first album on there as well. So
we just all the ones that weren't that good, we just we put those to one side and just kind of made a super album, basically. Rituals, I guess, like the recording process became a ritual for us. It was actually the name of one of the very earliest demos when we were writing, and it kind of hung around. It didn't actually make the record in the end, but it hung around just on our kind of like whiteboard in the studio for ages, and it just became, I don't know, it just became a word that we associated with that period. And I guess like everyone has their rituals, we felt people could relate to it. And I guess sloganeering, it's, for me, I liked the way it looked, really, quite simply. I liked the way it looked written down. So we spend so much time in a very small confined box, and we labour over this thing for ages, but I kind of lose track of what it sounds like. There's certain things that I know influenced us and me when we were writing, but I guess we've always had there's always a big electronic element to the music we make, and we've always been influenced by pop music. We haven't been, melody and choruses has always been something that has attracted us in songwriting. We've never felt like we wanted to shy away from that as a band. So I think if you drew a line from like the electronic world and the pop world, which there's a lot of people that do that, but in the middle,
as Andy put it quite well, I heard him say the other day, if you draw a line from Soul Wax to Michael Jackson, it's somewhere in the middle of that.
Leaving all the friends behind, kidnap each other's minds, my love. I can make you laugh, I can make you cry.
2011, all of that went on, testicular cancer and stuff. So actually at the time, it's one of those things, I guess it's more the kind of natural human reaction. I think you instantly go into survival mode, even though you're probably not conscious that you are doing that. And you just kind of say, well, everything's fine, I'm just going to get on with it, and you do, and you just go through the process that you have to go through. And I think anyone would probably do that. In terms of how it related to the band, I think it pulled the four of us together closer. It was at a time that we were touring pretty heavily. We had to cancel a number of UK tours, and we kind of went to Australia and toured with Mike Snow and Friendly Fires, and kind of came back and then kind of took time off, and the next thing we did was Glastonbury, so it was right in the middle of stuff. But the reaction from the people that was following the band and fans and people that follow us on Facebook was overwhelming. So I think it validated everything we were doing slightly, and it pulled us together and kind of made us stronger as a band. So in the end, it was okay, I think.
Yeah, I think your attitude was really just to try and take a negative and turn it into as much of a positive as possible. So we're actually pretty productive at writing some new stuff, and really the Glastonbury show was the thing, the sort of goal point, wasn't it? To try and get
it actually postponed kind of coming here and coming to America. So it feels very, very nice to kind of come here. The music's a little bit old to us, but to everyone else it's new. So in that respect, it just feels good to finally get over here and kind of crack on, you know. Hey, this is Ben.
This is Daniel.
We are one half of the band Fenech-Soler. You're watching Baeblemusic.
Now that we're here, the sun